Tip 1. Leap into the All Aboard app. We know parents are time poor, and so we've created a hassle-free way to get your child reading each day that will actually make a difference to their progress. Just search for All Aboard Phonics on the app or Google Play Store. It's free to download and you can get your child started today. Tip 2. Go crazy with praise. Have you ever been working really hard in your work or personal life and someone has recognised this, thanked you and said well done? I know it motivates me when I receive praise, and the funny thing is that adults and children are much the same in this respect. Learning to read is hard, so every little thing that goes right needs to be celebrated. For every 1 constructive feedback you give, try making 5 positive noises. This should literally be yes, good, nice, great, every few seconds as your child is reading. Research shows that each time your child hears a positive affirmation, their brain is releasing a little spike in dopamine. This has been shown to correlate to increased memory retention, so your child will also actually be remembering more from the practice they are doing with you. You could try recording a reading session with your child and just check in on if you are making a positive noise every few seconds. It is harder than you think and it will feel strange at first, but we know that this will make a big difference to your child's progress. Tip 3. Decode, decode, decode. Have you ever thought about the most critical habit for any top sports player or musician? Hopefully you're thinking something along the lines of practice, practice, practice. Well, reading is a skill, just like catching a ball or playing a violin. So lots of practice will make the difference here too. But there is a second element to this, because it's not just the amount of hours spent on the tennis court that makes a Wimbledon champion. It's also how they practice that matters. In the same way, we need to be sure your child is developing the right specific abilities to make reading feel easy and fast for them. With reading, the key ability is to be able to analyse the letter patterns and convert them into sounds. And this is what we call decoding. When you get good at it, your brain starts to do it subconsciously, so you don't even notice it happening. As your child looks at an unfamiliar word, they should decode the letters into sounds and then blend the sounds to get the word. So the word shell is decoded into sh, ah, and blended into shell. If your child has a guessing habit, we recommend that you switch to sounding out each word just like that until this habit is ingrained for them. Tip 4. Go for the magic reread. There is one technique that will double your child's progress all on its own, so listen in on this one. We call it the magic reread. I've just described how your child should decode each word. The next step is to reread the phrase until it is fluent. What that means is that at the end of decoding maybe 4 or 5 words, your child should flip back and then reread them. If the reread is fluent the first time, then they can move on to the next phrase. If not, they should do another reread. It will feel like extra work, but talk it through with your child, because if it doubles the progress made, it will actually save you both hours of time and effort. Tip 5, keep the text big enough. You'll be surprised to know that about 30% of the struggling readers we work with have some sort of eye tracking weakness, which is not tested for on a regular eye test. Because of that, it is essential to do reading practice with large text, unless you are absolutely sure that smaller text is okay for your child. If you see any frustration with small text, watch our simple eye tracking exercise video in our training suite and give them a go with your child. It will soon start to fix the difficulty for them and make reading feel easier. So, can you remember what our top 5 tips are? Maybe you could pause the video now and try grabbing a piece of paper or open up notes in your phone and see if you can jot them all down from memory. Well, did you remember them all? Let's take a look once more. Leap into the All Aboard app. Go crazy with praise. Decode, decode, decode. Go for the magic reread. Keep the text big enough. You could set a reminder in your phone maybe a week from now and just check in on how well you've been keeping up with these in your reading sessions with your child.